My name is Maia Broido. I play violin and I'm originally from Russia, St. Petersburg. And I've been at WNO for 6.5 years. And before that, I lived in London for 2 years, finishing up my studies. I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia, and I lived there until I was 14. I had the traditional Russian education, started violin when I was 5 years old, and went to music school most days, which was absolutely incredible. And then when I was 14, I moved to Canada, to Toronto, where I lived until I was 23 years old or so. I have just moved to London and I started auditioning for jobs, and to be honest, I had no idea about Cardiff and anything about Wales at all, but I've always really loved opera, so when I saw that job come up, I was very excited and I came to audition for it, and that was it. If I wasn't a musician, I don't know what I would have become. I had one experience when I was 19 years old, and I got injured and I couldn't play for a year, and that was definitely the year when I realized how much it meant for me to play music, because all of a sudden when I couldn't do it, I realized that there was absolutely nothing else that I wanted to do. So that was quite difficult. But I do have lots of other interests, so maybe it could be something to do with languages, or I don't really know. Traveling, maybe? Could be a travel writer. I have lots of hobbies. Traveling is one of my biggest passions. During my second maternity leave with my son, we actually went traveling with 2 small kids around the world, and it was absolutely incredible experience. Apart from that, I like scuba diving and salsa dancing. And the latest one I picked up is climbing, which I do with some of my colleagues from the orchestra. And it's the most amazing thing. The excitement and the adrenaline that kicks in when you're on the wall is just mind-blowing. The highlights of my time with WNO will have to be the international tours that we've done. We've gone to some really exciting places like Dubai and Hong Kong, and Finland was amazing, and we got really lucky with the weather there, that we could swim in the lake every day and sunbathe. And in terms of the productions that we've done, actually the production that I've done when I was on trial with WNO was probably my favorite. It was Lohengrin, and it absolutely blew my mind. It was the first time I ever played any Wagner, and it was just an incredible experience. I speak Russian as my first language. English is my second language. I learned when I came to Canada. I learned Spanish with my mariachi band. I studied French in school, as everybody in Canada does. I learned German when I went to Salzburg to study. I learned a bit of Portuguese when I was living in Brazil for a bit. And I tried to teach myself Italian on Duolingo with limited success. And I've been trying to learn Welsh. I've been taking classes that WNO has very nicely provided for us, but it's such a difficult language, but very beautiful, so maybe one day it'll come to me. I have 2 young children, so touring sometimes feels like a vacation actually, because I have mornings where I can sleep in, and evenings when I can stay out, days when I can stay in bed. So the most essential thing I bring with me is maybe my Kindle, that I used to read books, because I actually get the time to do that, and my phone so I can call my family. What makes WNO special for me is my colleagues. It feels like a big family, and I felt that way from the first moment that I came in with the orchestra. It's such a warm atmosphere and everybody's so friendly. It's just amazing. I've lived in Russia, in Canada, in Austria, and in the UK. And if I could live anywhere in the world, I would be living here. This is the place I choose. And it's fantastic. It's a great place to raise family, and I love my job, I love my colleagues. It's perfect. I would say that music is an international language, so don't be afraid to leave home and travel, because music will take you everywhere, as it did for me. I'm so far away from where I was born and where I grew up, and yet I feel just at home because I have my violin. I'm Maia Broido, and it's been a pleasure to talk with you today. Bye bye!